INFJ at their best are insightful, kind, visionary, and creative. However, the unhealthy INFJ can be a nightmare to encounter. INFJ have some bad or negative traits too, but they only experience them at their worst. An INFJ personality called the idealist, counselor, advocate is the rarest personality on the Myers-Briggs type indicator. If you have an INFJ personality, you are introverted, intuitive, feeling and judging, and feeling misunderstood is common. You can also come across as a walking, talking contradiction as you are emotional and logical as well as analytical and creative. Let's talk about the behaviors of INFJ at their worst. By understanding all these things and their negative consequences, they can change themselves. They are people pleaser. INFJ crave positive interactions with people. They hate conflicts and hate the feeling of letting anyone down. Because INFJ are so driven to help others and to create a positive sense of morale, they can have a hard time saying no or setting strong boundaries. Being in the midst of conflict situation and letting their voice be heard can also be a trial for them. They may be guarded, burned out, or taken advantage of by others because of their more empathetic nature. They forget that they matter too. Since they feel responsible for everyone's happiness and what happens to them, and they like to people please, it's easy to forget that their self also matters just as much as the person next to them. When they feel responsible for the care and support of others' happiness, they over their own needs and feelings and forgetting to take care of themselves. INFJ should make self-care a priority, and it's not selfish, but it's important for a change. If an INFJ feel more secure and have learned how to deal with conflict, then they would be open to new perspectives. But if they haven't, then they probably feel threatened by other point of views. They may feel like that somebody personally attacked their beliefs and opinions when they voice what they think and it's contrary to theirs. And since they need to instantly protect themselves from pain, they shut down and cannot accept different perspectives. As INFJs are highly intuitive, it goes without saying that they are probably an empath. And as a result, they are hyper aware of non-verbal communications, that how other consciously or subconsciously use their body language and the other non-verbal clues to communicate. This ability to read other people's communication clues and their emotional helps them to connect with them. But there comes another dark side of being hyper aware of other people's body language. It's so easy to misread non-verbal clues or miss a critical one because INFJ are too worried about that what others think of them. So a simple clue from someone can have them quickly believing that they don't like them or there's something wrong with them. The INFJ door slam is real. You can watch our video if you want to know what is door slam. The door slam is when you cut people out of your life, often without addressing the underlying issues or resolving the conflict. INFJ quietly disappear from the person's life, cutting off all form of communication and conversation. It's pretty much like that you are ghosting them. People who recently discover that there are INFJs, they mostly think that they are superior than other people. It's pretty normal for INFJs to feel misunderstood in early life because a few people are actually similar to them. When they finally do discover that there is an answer for all their confusion, they can swing too far the other directions and start believing that they're the best empaths, the best personality type, the rarest one. INFJs mostly fixated on patterns, timings, and trends and things that they want to make decisions on. Before they act on something, they want to know the long-term results of the decision which they are making. So it's important for them to analyze everything and from the different perspectives before they take action. While this can be a good thing, but it can also be a roadblock to productivity and creativity. Some INFJs can get so fixated on getting their timing just right and making their plan absolutely flawless that they never take action or the opportunity will be missed. When INFJ experiencing a grip stress reaction, which is when you are completely burnt out or immensely stressed, it's easy to become fixated on sensual pleasures. When they are under a lot of stress, they will lock down and engage in compulsive behaviors that bring them comfort, peace, or some sense of order. It's self-medicating and a welcome distraction as they can focus on something else and not their pain, discomfort, and the stress or anxiety they feel. They will engage in overeating, overexercising, too much gym, binge eating, binge watching, the latest on their streaming service, extreme cleaning, and obsessively rearranging everything they have. INFJ tend to get detailed, nuanced pictures in their mind of how they want their project to look. They are visionaries with idealistic dreams and standards. This means that they can also be better. Their projects can always be more perfect. They keep growing and become the better version of themselves. While personal growth is a very good thing, but if it leads to a ceaseless dissatisfaction with oneself, it can become damaging. INFJ need to take time to appreciate good enough and rest rather than pushing and punishing themselves to the point of burnout. If there is one thing that INFJ hates, it's a conflict or needing to confront someone. They think that peace is so much better, and they think that avoiding conflict at all cost can bring peace. It's like sticking your head in the sand kind of situation. If you avoid the problem and ignore it, it doesn't exist. But it's not true. You have to face it. When INFJs shut down when they have an aversion to conflict, or they leave the scene of the crime as soon as possible because they cannot deal it or fix it and only want peace. But they feel disoriented and unsettled in the midst of a conflict-ridden situation or even at the first sight of the situation. Not dealing with conflict will subjugate their inner peace, which is bad enough for their mental health. Okay, well, everyone know that INFJ are so nice and helpful and don't do conflict. Others unfortunately attract the toxic people, those who are emotionally needy, manipulative, controlling, or otherwise abusive into their lives. These individuals with unhealthy personalities to bring instability and chaos into their lives, and since they cannot say no and enforce healthy boundaries, these toxic personalities can take over their life and damage their mental health. Some of the INFJs are also too concerned with what others think of them. They are aware of their every move, the other person's tone, words and body language, non-verbal clues, and with this over-awareness and overthinking everything, they look out for the signs that somebody is judging them, that they're making fun of them, and they don't like them, or maybe they hate them. They expect the worst because they know that they are different. And here they felt like a freak or outcast one time too many. Every bit of information passes through that filter of they will think I'm weird or I'm different or maybe I'm not good enough. Sadly, some INFJ personality types allow other people to use and exploit them, and this all comes down to a lack of healthy boundaries. Not all INFJs are like this, but few of them don't have the healthy boundaries due to which the people use them. Well, they are the guideline, that the form of self-care, and it tells you and the others that what you allow and what you are comfortable with and what you need. It's quite typical for unhealthy INFJ to set unrealistic expectations in all areas of their life, from their romantic partnership, relationships and friendships to their career and family life. They are highly idealistic and perfectionist. Anything other than perfection simply won't work. People in an INFJ's life struggle because they have to live up to their high expectations, and sadly, they are all just humans and prone to making mistakes. INFJs regularly face being disappointed when people simply won't match up, or they will become depressed when they constantly fail because they cannot achieve their unrealistic dreams and goals. INFJs are fixated on narrowing down their options to one most ideal or perfect option for their life. They spend a lot of time analyzing and until they choose their direction, but when they decide that they are nearly impossible to sway into another direction, it's as if their bodies just goes into an autopilot to fulfill the needs of their vision. But when they have perfect vision in front of them, they are nearly unstoppable. While this can be good, it can also make them absolutely immovable when alternate opinions and suggestions are made. They might push everything behind to achieve their visions and goals, even at the cost of their health, relationships, and mental well-being. One of the trait or behavior that INFJs show at their worst is that they take things way too personally. If anyone disagree with INFJ on their opinions, it feel like they're personally attacking them. They feel like a cornered wolf with every correction and disagreement, even from those who are diplomatic or the people who love them. Because they take stuff personally, they become resistant to constructive criticism and any type of feedback, making it difficult for others to communicate openly with them. INFJ have hard time finding people who truly get them. According to the most current mbti manual, INFJ make up to 2.5% of the US population. They often struggle to communicate their ideas and visions and opinions because so few people process information the same way they do. Their intuition is introverted in nature, so their ideas and insights are often seen as symbols or pictures inside their mind. Trying to express those ideas in images can be a struggle for INFJ, and they frequently get the shrug or confused reactions rather than acceptance or curiosity. As a result, many INFJs are highly self critical and may even feel like there is something wrong with them mentally. They keep their inner world a secret and feel afraid to open up to